I don't know, maybe I should leave that open for the light. Sitting in the dark. We're in Ohio, sitting in the dark. On a ramp. Decided not to pay for parking. There was parking. I stopped at the Flying J a little while back. There was parking back there, but I said I ain't paying for parking at the Flying J. They can keep it. What's up, Wild Bill? You working today? You finally get a day off? Yeah. It's I said, yeah, I'm not paying for that Flying J parking. I'll go park on a ramp because that's a much better decision. Oh, wait, wasn't actually. It's I don't know. Just not a fan of Flying J in general. So I was like, I don't know. Not really like not a dangerous area. I'm at a rest area ramp. It's like meant to be parked on. So I'm not too stressed about it. What's everybody doing tonight? My day is over. I gotta get up. I gotta figure out what time I gotta get up tomorrow. I got about 10 more hours probably of driving left on this load. Um, well, probably about a 10-hour day tomorrow, somewhere in there. Got to get over to Pennsylvania. I'll see. What's up, everybody? See who all's in here. Appreciate everybody coming in. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. It's me, Rosa. Hello, host. Thanks for coming in, Rosa. Echo's here. Thumbs up. Yes, sir. Hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate that. Uh, it's me, Rosa. Keep driving. Yeah, nah, I'm kind of done for the day. I'm over it. I'm over it. I put in 8 hours. That's all I got. Let's see here. Mile High 1010. What's up? What's up? Not much. Just chilling. Just shut it down for the day. I don't know. I've been shut down for about 45 minutes now. Cooked some bacon. Ate some bacon. And about to wrap it up. Just checking in, see what everybody's doing. Fair pop on here for a minute. Wild Bill, no work today. Oh, Wild Bill, the lucky one. What's up, DIY Semi? How's it going? Rosa, thumb up, done. Hey, I appreciate that, Rosa. David Heaton, I'm on a ramp now. Haha, yeah. Love these ramps. I stopped at the Flying J back there a little while back, and I whipped it around the parking lot one time, and it's like 3/4 of the parking lot back there is reserved now, and I'm just like, I'm not a fan. I mean, just personal preference. I'm not a big fan of like, the Flying J. Um, in order of, and I know Flying J pilots together and TA Petros together, but in order of, like, when it comes to like major chain truck stops, I shoot for like Love's is my number one, and then Petro is my number two, and then Pilot is my number three, and then it probably goes TA Petro. Those are probably how it goes in my order. So Flying J's pretty down on the list. I don't know, just they seem like they never repair anything around a Flying J. So yeah. And I'm not a big fan of giving Flying J money to park, So I was like, screw it, I'll ride on down the road. Got a few more miles done that I don't have to do tomorrow. That was a big thing too. I was kind of leaving a little bit more on the table than I wanted to do because I got to deliver tomorrow night. I've got a 7 p.m. delivery, and then I got to start deadheading back. I got a back haul here in Ohio. I'm going to come back and get. Probably about a 360-mile back deadhead to get this, but it pays more to deadhead back to Ohio and grab a load than it does, like, I don't know. Pennsylvania kills me with their rates. I just, I leave it sitting there. I'm not gonna pull your 80 cents a mile freight. I'm not turning the reefer unit on for it. I filled this reefer unit up today. That was fun. That's why I don't like switching trailers. I always get them. It seems like I always get them at like less than a half a tank. So, um, trailer seems to be doing pretty good though. Of course, this load is only This load is only 65 degree. It's basically they just want to maintain a decent temperature. I was surprised this load even was put on a reefer. Um, I don't know, 65 degrees. I put it on start and stop because I figured, if it's 65 degrees, it probably doesn't need to be run continuous, and I'm going to save that $20 a day. So that's what we did. It's me, Rosa. Shout out our host. Thanks, Rosa. Rosa saying hello to everybody. Everybody say hi to Rosa. Uh, Check out everybody's channels. DIY Semi's getting really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I noticed earlier. I was watching one of his videos, and he's like right there. He's like right there. Just needs a few more to help him out, put him over the top. Let's see here. Wild Bill. I was always a Petro man and TA next. Yeah, I like. My big thing with Loves is, that's where I buy most of my fuel. So I tend to stay there because, I get free showers and free sodas, which I ain't drinking a lot of soda these days. But, I basically I stay there because they keep them pretty clean and I like the showers. But, I don't know. The fast food options get a little tiring, like at Loves. It's like Hardee's, Arby's, McDonald's, Subway, Chester's Chickens. Between those 5 restaurants, that's like probably 2/3 of the Love's restaurants. So I wish they would do some more healthy options in Love's, as far as stuff you can buy in there to eat. Um, I went in Arby's earlier to get chicken tenders, and they were out of chicken tenders. So I went over. I was like, yeah, that's the only thing I really wanted from Arby's at the moment. So I went over to the store, and it's tough finding something in there that's halfway decent. Like you got hard boiled eggs. That's decent. But pretty much everything else in there is just processed garbage. It's like I wouldn't feed that to my dog. Most of that stuff in there. So I grabbed some almonds and some beef jerky, and the beef jerky had freaking sugar in it. I was like, come on, man, it's beef jerky. But yeah, I like Petro because of the iron skillet. That's my main thing. I like a sit down restaurant. Um, when I go in, like if I want to, of course, these days it's kind of hit and miss, but I like to get out of the truck for a little while and go in, sit down, and like just be out of this truck for a little while. But yeah, I like the Petro. I like the Petro more before the TA bought them. It seemed like they were a little nicer. They kind of a lot of the iron skillets now are going to Iron Skillet Express or something like that. It's like it's just not the same. It's kind of like it's not bad, but it's not like, I don't know, it's just different. Not as much selection, I guess is what I'm getting at. Uh Hello Rosa, saying hi to Wild Bill. Echo got the spotted lanternfly permit. That's clutch. Got that money right there. No, I do not have it. I don't care to have it. It's only illegal if you get caught. So I don't know. They talked about it at one point, but I think we just kind of like, meh, whatever. um, that's another good reason not to deal with parts of Pennsylvania. I have to look that up. I don't even know if where I'm going is part of, like, I think it was about 7 or 8 counties there. Of course, I'm not pulling a load out of there, so I ain't worried about it. Echo, Rosa, yeah, everybody say hi to each other. Go check out everybody's channels. If you got a channel, drop it in the chat. Just say, hey, we've, I got a channel and this is what I do. Mile High 1010. Loves is the cleanest truck stop out here. Yeah, that's why it influences. I get a discount at TA, Petro, and Loves. And honestly, if TA and Petro was as clean as Loves, I may buy more fuel there. So, split it. That way I get free showers at both. Because I typically buy enough fuel in the month the highest. I typically get right at that level of the highest you can be at Love's, like platinum or diamond or whatever it is. Um, sounds like a stripper lineup. Gold, platinum, and diamond. Let's see here. So yeah, that's typically why I stick to the Loves, because showers are like really important to me out here. Like, I don't know, about 2 days in, and I'm like, yeah, I need a shower. So that's why I stick to mostly Loves. I try to stop at Loves, like I try to plan my day where there's a Loves in my route, or preferably in my day at a Loves. But yeah, that midday shower, I'll take it if I can get it. DIY Semi says Loves has the best roller grill. Oh yeah, now you're talking my language now. Those all beef hot dogs are the best over there. Matter of fact, when I was in Love's earlier, I got two of those tornadoes, the steak and cheese, and that's as loosely defined steak as you can possibly imagine. But boy, are they good! Boy, are they good! You wash those down with a Mountain Dew or Diet Mountain Dew, and you're in business. That's trucking right there. Tornadoes and Mountain Dew. Adco, not a big fan of Hardee's. Yeah. When I go to Hardee's, I get just the third pound patties. I don't get a sandwich or anything. I just want the meat patty. Give me like two or three of those meat patties with some cheese on them, and that's about all I'll eat from Hardee's anymore. And the Frisco burger. Occasionally, I will get a Frisco burger, but it's rare. DIY Semi. Quick Trip has the best healthy options. Oh yeah, I went grocery shopping at the Quick Trip last night. A couple pounds of hamburger, a couple pounds of bacon, all kind of cheese. Yeah, I wish the Quick Trip would expand more. Because and that's the Quick Trip with a K for anybody riding along listening. And yeah, that's the Quick Trip with the K, like in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Some in Iowa a little bit. But yeah, I wish they would expand more, because I love their like grocery store prices. Like I got like 2 packs of bacon for $7. I mean, it's like grocery store prices. You get a pound of hamburger meat in there for like $3. It's like, I don't know. I wish they would expand more, because you're really stuck out here on the road. Once I get out of like Wisconsin, I mean, I was like, usually whenever I leave the house, unless I go grocery shopping at the house, I just, I stop in Quick Trip on the way out and grab, just a few packs of meat and stuff like that. So yeah, I wish Quick Trip would expand more. Um, I think Quick Trip might be independently owned. So let's just hope they don't get bought out by, let's hope they don't get bought out by somebody like Speedway. I like Speedway, but then they got bought out by Pilot. So, and I'm not trying to give all my money to the Pilot. So, kind of burnt me a little bit on Speedway. And it's typical. I don't know if it's just like, I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but I always say the Pilot and Flying J, they like never repair their stores. They just build them, and then over time, they just let them disintegrate into nothing. And they ride that money all the way out. And I don't know if it's just coincidence or not, but the last two speedways I've went into, the bathrooms have been closed because of like, mechanical failures or, repair issues. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So maybe not. I hope not, because I still like the Speedway. That little Speedy Cafe they got, it's okay. Let's see here. Wild Bill, hello Rosa. Wild Bill says Hardee's. I used to do the mushroom Swiss, but the Frisco burger took over as my favorite. Yeah, that's about the only burger I get from there anymore is the Frisco burger. Um, and like I said, I don't really do that much anymore. I try to do as few carbs as possible these days. So typically I just get the meat patties and some cheese, and that's it's about the same price. I don't know if y'all know that, but in pretty much any fast food you can buy just the meat patties. like half the time when I order that, I kind of got to go and tell the person ordering how to ring it up because it blows their mind. Um, like, well, like Hardee's earlier. I went into Hardee's and got two meat patties, and I said put a piece of cheese on them. Because they typically just throw them in like a little bowl or something. And I seen her messing with the screen for a minute, like she couldn't figure out how to put a piece of cheese on there. I didn't think nothing about it. I went over to the store to do a little shopping, and um, when I came back, I got the food. I laughed and realized, hey, she didn't put any cheese on there because she didn't know how to ring it up. So yeah, sometimes you gotta teach them how to do it because it's an order they don't get, but that's what I get most of the time. Like I don't need the bread. It ain't doing nothing for me. Uh, Jerome Jones, what's up? Says what happened? I was just chilling on a ramp over here in Ohio. Everything's legit. It's a ramp that's meant to be parked on. I hope. I mean, there's a truck in front of me. There's a truck behind me. And when I park on a ramp, and I mean it's a ramp to a rest area. Um, you know, I really don't feel comfortable till I get that truck behind me. That way I know, like, that's my insulator. I hate to say it that way, but like people pulling in the rest area, have sleep. You never know. So I'm not crazy about, I'm not crazy about parking on a ramp, especially an off ramp. I prefer to go to the on ramp side, but all right, we're back. Had a little glitch there. I don't know what was going on. Let's see. Let's get back to where we were at. So what's everybody doing tonight? Anybody still trucking tonight, or is everybody shut down? Let's see here. Yeah, Jerome, my dad, Jerome Jones asked what happened. Hey, it's we're just chilling on a ramp. I mean, everything's good. I got about 500 miles left to go in the morning. Uh, see, I gotta be there. I gotta be there at 6 o'clock my time. I stay on Central Time. Like my appointment's 7 o'clock, but they're on Eastern, so I find it easier just to adjust my appointment time to my time than to constantly adjust clock. So I got to be there at 6 o'clock my time, 6 p.m., 1800 hours tomorrow. So I got about 500 miles left to go. I'm on some back roads. Though. I'm going around these toll roads. I don't play the toll road game. I did today. See that's typical. I say I don't do it, then I'm like, well, today I did. Uh, but it was actually it was cheaper to just do the toll road today because um, I got 200 gallons of fuel and there was a Love's on the toll road that was 21 cents cheaper than you know where I was going to get it if I went around the toll road. So I saved like $42 in fuel, but then I paid $43 in tolls. So I figured, hey, like basically got to ride that expensive road for free is the way I looked at it. Saved me 40 miles. So I'm 40, if I'd have went around, it's 40 miles to go around. Because from Wisconsin, I normally drop down 39 over to 80 and run across. And, instead of coming down, you know, 90 to whatever. 90, I usually go 90 to 294. You can have 290. I don't want no part of 290. I hate those interchanges on 290. Getting on 290 and getting off 290. Oh my God. It'll raise your blood pressure 100 points, I promise. Because you'll get in the correct lane and then there'll be 500 people come around at the last minute and swerve in front of you. It's misery. So I usually come down to 294. So that's what I did today. Drop down instead of going around. Just paid Illinois they money and enjoyed that fancy road they got. Philip Trucker is here. I always want to say Philip Tucker. I don't know why. Philip Trucker, what's up, man? It says, hey everybody. You ever go to the QT cache? Yeah, I like the QT as well. The quick trip with the Q. Yeah, I dig the QT. Like they got, especially like the ones in Georgia. They're really set up nice, and Actually, there's one outside of Kansas City I used to stop at a lot. Right outside of Kansas City on oh, it's Kansas City. It's in Missouri. I think it's actually 28. I used to stop there a lot. Um, yeah, I like the QT. That's one of those truck stops that don't tax you to death inside the store. You know, you can go in there, you can get a sandwich or whatever you want. Get a, you know, it's a reasonable price. It's not like, you know, they're trying to knock your head off in there. So yeah, I like the QT. If anybody ever gets to that QT on 70 in Missouri, exit 28, there's a Petro up on a hill, and there's a barbecue joint down below that. And I don't know the name of it. It's like a little brick building. It's a tiny little brick building. Go in there and get you some ribs. I think it's KC ribs or something like that. Oh my God, best ribs in the world right there out of that little brick building. Uh, it's funny because I used to go up to the Petro and park and walk down, and the Petro, they got mad about it, so they put a fence up so you can't walk down there. You got to walk all the way around. So I was like, screw them. I just go over to the Quick Trip and park because I go eat ribs and then I get an ice cream cone on the way back. You know. Let's see. Wild Bill, if Speedway has the cafe in them, they have a better choice of food. Yeah, yeah, I'm all about that Speedway Cafe. They got some decent options. Back before I went low carb, I used to love. They had a chicken bacon ranch. I used to get all the time. A sandwich in there. It was like $5, you know, for I mean a pretty good sized sandwich. So it was like a foot long sub. Um, Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Um, but yeah, Speedway got bought out by Pilot Flying J, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. Alexandra's here. Thanks for coming in, Alexandra. I like the hot ham. That's about it. Yeah. I forgot about the hot ham. Actually, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all day tomorrow. You can't bring up hot ham to me and me not think about it. Ham is its own food group in my world. You know. Philip Trucker, you can get their burgers and ask for the sourdough from the Driscoll as the bun. Huh. At Hardee's, you can do that? Yeah, Frisco. I thought that's what you meant. Frisco, not Driscoll. What the hell? Hey, man, talk to text. I'm assuming that's what that is. Talk to text screws me over so much. Oh, my God. It's a wonder. It's a wonder. It's a wonder. You know, I haven't been murdered by things I've put into talk to text before. I forgot what I was saying one time, but I was texting the old lady and it put the word Jennifer in there out of nowhere. It was like I didn't even say anything close to Jennifer, and all of a sudden she's like, "Who the hell's Jennifer?" And I was like, "I don't know." Talk to text gonna be the death of me. So it says you can get their burgers and ask for the sourdough from the Frisco as the bun. Yeah, uh, yeah, they'll Frisco up a lot. They do. I seen an window ad the other day. It said um, Frisco breakfast sandwich. So I'm like, whoa, man. What's up, Paul Harris? Paul Harris in the building says DIY did a great demo on IFTA today. All right, I've checked that out. DIY says thanks, Paul Harris. Yeah, everybody go check out DIY. There's a lot of information over there. And he don't charge you you know, like some of the YouTube guys, you know, they charge you like money to call them and ask them a question, you know, like you don't even have to call him. He's done made a video about it, I'm sure, if you're thinking about it. Like I was going through a lot of his videos this past weekend or this past week. I don't know. I took a day off middle of the week, so to me it feels like the beginning of another week now. So I'll see here. Where's everybody at? What's everybody doing? All right, that's DIY says thanks, Paul Harris. Yeah, it's always like compliments. Got to take the compliments. Truckers don't get them very often, so when you get a compliment, you got to gracefully take that thing. Philip Trucker was in Ohio earlier. Spiceland, Indiana now. Spiceland. Boy, that sounds familiar. Uh, DIY, yep. Ray Lawson says in Cuba, Missouri, heading back to Wisconsin. All right, yeah. Cuba, Missouri. All right. That sounds familiar too, man. All this is sounding familiar. Uh, Anybody ever been to Uranus, Missouri? Uranus. Been wanting to go to that the Uranus fudge factory over there. Anybody know what I'm talking about over there? Uranus, Missouri. I think it's off 44. I think it's the freeway. I went by it the other day. I was like, that looks like a cool place. Big Boy Trucking's in the house. Thanks for coming in, Big Boy Trucking. He says 2 hours left to shut down. Oh man, yeah, that's about where I was. I still had a couple hours available, but uh, I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, yeah, we'll resume this again tomorrow. Of course, going around the toll roads, it just makes for like a slow paced day. Of course, I started my day up in Wisconsin. Um, like the La Crosse area. I love it down there. It's very beautiful. But came down through Chicago, came down, caught US 30, and we're currently cruising across US 30 the hard way. Getting that money the hard way. I thought about it later in the day, and I was like, man, like, I don't know. I thought maybe I should have just ran the toll road because US 30 in Indiana is such a beast. I mean, I didn't catch not one red light, I don't think. And there's probably a good 100 of them across there. I've never counted the red lights across Indiana on 30, but I'd say it's close to 100 of them. And I feel like I caught every daggum one of them. Doing pretty good on fuel economy, though, for catching all those red lights. I'm still at like 8.9 miles a gallon, so um, did pretty good. I was at like 10 miles a gallon. Well, right under it. I was probably like 9.8 when I got on US 30. So I lost about a mile per gallon going across Indiana with all those red lights. Let's see here. Jerome Jones shut down in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Sam's Club delivery at 5 a.m. All right, there you go. Trucker Wild in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Where are you, son? I'm on home time. Oh, man, yeah. Happy for you, but I'm not on home time on that one. I am in Ohio, parked on a ramp. I was over it for today. I said, you know what, this is gonna work. I'm just gonna park here and just one of those things. Some days it's like a 10-hour, 12-hour day just goes by super fast. But typically it's the first day I leave the house. The first day I leave the house, an 8-hour day seems like forever. So that was my issue today, I think. Yeah, I left the house last night, and it was a rough one. Let's see here. Wild Bill, you drove right by me. I stay near the mile long bridge around the 95th Street exit. All right, I will mark that on the old GPS, and next time I go by there, I'll blow the air horn at you. Uh, Trigger Wild, Rudy's Barbecue. Is that the one I'm talking about at the 28th, or is that another spot I need to be looking up? Because that one in Missouri at the 28th, man, he ain't playing with those ribs. Like, it's a teeny tiny little spot, but man, oh man, like get one of those barbecue baked potatoes. Man, they put like a pound of barbecue in a freaking baked potato, and it's more meat than it is potato. It's quite the setup. Um, Philip Trucker. Actually, I really like the sheets. Yeah, he likes the sheets too. They seem to be a newer company. Yeah, there's like that's like far East Coast, isn't it? I see those around, but not all of those are truck stops. It's kind of like what a Quick Trip is the same way. It's like not all of them are truck stops. So you got to do your research before you go, pulling into them. But yeah, sheets are okay. I did go into one a while back. I'm trying to think of where that was. Maybe Virginia. because maybe that was Pennsylvania. I'm not sure. I know I had a delivery at like Giant Foods or something like that, and I went there. They had overnight parking. I parked there. Then about a mile down the road, they had a Sheetz, and I got out and walked down there. It's pretty good, pretty good. I think I got some pizza or something. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I ate something I shouldn't have ate just to. I'm pretty sure I did that. So, but yeah, Sheetz are pretty nice. They seem to be, yeah, they seem to be new. None of the locations seem to be old and run down. So, um, definitely like that. Texas Outdoors 2021 sup. Not much. Appreciate you coming in. Looks like I got a super chat here. Trucker Wild. Here we go. Chocolate milk and Jugs magazines on T. Wow, for sure, man. I will make that happen. Don't think I won't. I will be chugging. I'll be chugging milk and yeah, we'll just leave it there. I appreciate that, Trucker Wild. You don't have to do that, man, but I appreciate it. Let's see here. Back to where we were at. Thanks again, Trucker Wild. Everybody go check out Trucker Wild. He's got a channel he's got going over there. He is making some big moves. So definitely go check out Trucker Wild. Let's see here. Back to Texas Outdoors. Y'all hit the like, guys. Yeah, I mean, if you feel like it, hit the like. I won't argue with you if you hit the like. Um, you know, my personal worth is tied to how many likes I get. So, just saying. Don, man, that's last names kill me. I'm illiterate. Don Schonger. And I'm pretty sure I got that last name right last time, but then I'm second guessing myself now. So Don says, "Good evening. What's up, Don? Thanks for coming in." Philip Trigger says Uranus is on the way to Joplin, going south, right? Yeah. Uranus is definitely to the south. But yeah, it's yeah, you're right. It's right there. It's not too far into Missouri. I don't think. I don't know. I don't run that a lot. I seen it the other day and I was like, dang, I wish I had time to go to that. Like most things, in trucking, when you've got free time, you're in BFE with nothing to do, and then when you're in a cool city, it's like, oh, gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta make time though. I may have to do that for Uranus one time. Paul Harris, I sprained my hand in Missouri. Yeah, it was a pain in Uranus. Yeah, exactly. Uh, or as I like to call it, instead of Missouri or Missouri, I like to call it misery. So it's Uranus misery. Yeah, that's pretty good, Paul. That's pretty good. Sprained my hand in Missouri. Yeah, it was a pain in Uranus. Uranus is like the 157 on 44, and Cuba is the 208. Okay, so that's a little farther in than I thought. Like I said, I don't run that area very much, so wasn't sure exactly where it was. So yeah, the 157. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out because I was looking for food in that area the other day. I was coming through there and I was looking for somewhere to stop and eat, and I think it was Trucker Path recommended the Uranus Fudge Factory, and I was like, oh, okay, this is why I don't use Trucker Path to find food. Phil Trucker. Anybody else hate the little towns in Ohio that say no engine brake? Makes me want to hit my air horn instead. Yeah, I think of those towns that say no engine braking. I'm like, well, um, it's a suggestion, like be reasonable about it, If you got straight pipes, and you're coming through there at 11 p.m., maybe not light it up, but with my little freight shaker here, I don't worry about it too much because I'm like, even if I'm like full blown Jake brake, you probably can't hear that 200 feet away. Like Just a thought. You got to do a little common sense on it. Wild Bill, I never seen a Sheets in my life till I got into Pennsylvania. Yeah. Sheets are they're not very spread out. But if you can find one that's a truck stop, they're nice stops. They really are. Let's see here. Rodney Crouch, hey, it's Dangerfield Trucking. Did figure out did figure out a name for your live show. Suggestions. Show me the money. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just name them all. You know, pretty pretty basic. Just live. I didn't really put much more thought into it. Somebody said live around the roller grill or something like that. That was a pretty good one. Um, so yeah, I ain't really put a whole lot of more thought into it. Let's see here. See what Al John's in the building. What's he got to say? He says, "Hey buddy, I'm gonna chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Well, people better watch out then, because Al Johns does not play around. um, I tell people I'm the Chuck Norris of truck driving. I ain't figured out what that means yet, but man, it sounds really good. I'm like, I'm the Chuck Norris of truck driving. So, um, once I figure out what that means, I'll start saying it more. But yeah, but I appreciate you coming in, Al Johns. Just maybe you can find some more gum. I don't know. Don't go kicking too much ass. Don't end up in jail tonight. Philip Trucker Sheets has cheap food, and yeah, some have truck parking, but not many have showers and stuff. Yeah, I've noticed that. You'll find one here and there with a truck parking, but Trucker Wild, have a great night, bro. Hey man, I appreciate that. Enjoy that home time. Um, Trucker Wild says, everyone be safe, stay up. Yeah, Trucker Wild's got some good content over there. Everybody go check out Trucker Wild. Very positive attitude. I like that. I like that. Don't like bummers so much. So yeah, check out Trucker Wild. He's got a pretty good perspective on stuff. I keep getting distracted because I've got a moving truck in front of me, like a was it Mayflower or whatever? I think that's what it is. Maybe a North American, not sure. But he keeps hitting his brake lights for some reason. So I'm like, I don't know if he's getting ready to load up, move out, or what. So if he does, I'll probably move up. Probably move up. I don't know if I will or not. Let's see here. What's everybody doing tonight? 18 in the house. I appreciate everybody coming through. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Philip Trucker, love the big cabin on 44. Uh, Love the big cabin on 44. I'm not sure what that is. I don't like I said. I don't run 44 very often. It's rare that I get out that way. Paul Harris says Speedway is owned by Marathon. Speedway purchased Hess. Pilot converted Hess truck stops to pilots. It was part of the sale of Hess. Yeah, that's yeah. I can't argue with you on that because that's kind of what I was thinking. I knew Speedway was partially owned by Marathon. Like Marathon owned a majority stake, but people are telling me now you can use your pilot card, at Speedway. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Speedway purchased Hess. Pilot converted Hess to pilots. Yeah, I know there was a Hess had built a really nice truck stop up on the top of Mont Eagle up there. And I don't think it was a Hess for maybe 2 or 3 months, and all of a sudden it was a pilot. And I was like, wait, what? It's one of those things. I liked Hess too, because Hess was coming on pretty good. They were throwing them up, and I liked them because they were building them they were like good sized truck stops, like 100 parking spots, quite a few parking spots. Seemed like they were doing it right. Of course, you know how that is. If you do it right and you build a little bit of traction, there's like 3 or 4 players in the game, and they don't like competition. That is for sure. I mean, how many mom and pops have been bought out by, TA, Pilot, or Loves? They definitely don't like their smaller competition. Philip Trucker, the truck stop in Big Cabin, Oklahoma has a big Indian out front. Always has parking. All right, I've checked that out. The Big Cabin truck stop in Big Cabin, Oklahoma. All right, yeah, I checked that out next time I'm down that way. I'm always looking for new spots to park. So, there's like a few truck stops I know that I can always get a parking spot at, man, and that is always like, I don't know, it's like nice to have those, and normally those are not big chain stops either, like, so I hope the mom and pops can make it through. Some of them can. Al Johns, I checked out some of those banana loads. They were talking about 15 bucks an hour, and I was like, so can I deliver pizza and make just as much money? Yeah, that's ridiculous. 15 bucks an hour, man. Like what? Yeah, yeah. I would have to politely pass on that job. And yeah, I'm like where you're like I'm like where you're at with that. Like, you know, you can make more Ubering. You can make more pizza, like delivering pizza. I mean, that's crazy money right there. Philip Trucker says saw some Mr. Fuel taking Pilot points. Pilot probably bought into him or something. Um, I seen today that, I mean, it's a story from a couple days ago, but I seen today the CEO of Pilot, Jim Haslam the third, is stepping down, and this new guy's going to take over. So it's no longer a family operation over there. Berkshire Hathaway, like Berkshire Hathaway bought Flying J, and then Berkshire Hathaway bought a big chunk of Pilot, so that's why those two merged together. And then, you know, the way it works is the family that owns the Pilot, the Haslams, they're divesting. So, like um, ever so often, like it's set up on a time frame. Like, every year they give up like another 5% to Berkshire Hathaway. So, and that was actually, what's up, DB215? I was just I think you were the one that posted that article I was just talking about, where the CEO of Pilot's going to step down and new guy's going to take over. So we'll just see if they continue their spiral into oblivion. I mean, they make a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. They're not going nowhere, but my opinion of them just keeps going down and down and down. So, Wild Bill's in the house. Wild Bill says Speedway has their own rewards card. You get points for everything you purchase. Yeah, that's what had me thinking that Pilot bought into Speedway, because they were saying you could use like if your fuel card worked at Pilot, it now works at Speedway. So I don't know if it's some sort of partnership deal or something like that. Um, but yeah, I like Speedway's rewards program somewhat. The only thing I don't like about it is if something's a better price if you buy two of them, don't use your points for it, because they'll charge you full price if you use points for those two things. Like, they don't give you the deal for points. Um, I still say Love's has the best rewards program. You know, like overall. Rodney says, any suggestions on where I can purchase a truck? Lone Mountain approved me, but they don't have anything worth worthy in my opinion. I've tried 5 other companies, 650 credit score, 20 grand down. Yeah, I mean, 650 credit score, 20 grand down. I mean, I would probably go to like just a regular dealership at that point. I wouldn't be stressing so much the Lone Mountain because you hear a lot of mixed opinions of Lone Mountain. Like I think they're putting lipstick on a lot of pigs over there at Lone Mountain. I mean, I ain't saying you can't get a good one because, like I tell everybody, buying a used truck is like scratch off lotto tickets. Like some of them are duds, and you just don't know it till you buy it. Like it's, I mean, I hate to put it that way, but it's kind of how it is. Like there's, I've bought really good ones and I've bought junky ones, so you really just don't know. But yeah, I've seen some things at Lone Mountain, like YouTube videos guys have done, like bent frames and stuff like that, like, yeah, rough scenarios. I would probably, if you got the 650 credit score and you got 20 grand to put down, I would probably just be looking more towards you know, depends on what kind of truck you like, if you like, if you like Peterbilts, up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, there's Peterbilt dealers up there really good. I've dealt with them before. I can't think of the name of them right offhand. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. If you like Kenworth, I've dealt with MHC Kenworth before. They're really good, and MHC does a lot of financing, and they're not that hard to finance with. 650 credit score would probably make it happen as long as you don't have any repos on there. I think their big thing is they want a 650 credit score, 650 or better, no repos or bankruptcies on your credit, and they want a solid $5, $6, $7,000 down on a starter truck, $30,000 to $40,000 truck. And they'll usually set the financing up for like a year, 18 months. They want you to hurry up and get it paid off. That way you can bring it in and trade it in on something even more expensive. But MHC is good to deal with. I've dealt with them a few times, and they're good. And if you like Volvos, up in Minnesota, Nuss, Nuss, Nuss Volvo's pretty good to deal with. That's where I got this current truck I got right now. Um, and let's see, Freightliner also. Man, what's it called? Truck Centers, something like that. Truck Centers, I think. They're like in Missouri and Iowa and Illinois. I think's where they operate. They're good to deal with. I've done a lot of stuff with them before. As far as like work on a truck, I've never bought a truck for them, but they seem to be pretty good people there. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Just depends on what kind of truck you want. That's something whenever you start shopping for a truck, really narrow down what kind of truck you want because, you know, once you narrow it down to a make and a model, then you can start comparing options and pricing and warranties. And also, I suggest like if you are a company driver and you've been driving a certain type of truck with a company and it's done you good, maybe look into buying that same type of truck because you're already familiar with that truck. I don't know. Some of it can bleed over. Maybe it'll help you a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, that would be my advice on buying a truck as far as starting the process. Figure out what kind of truck you want, what kind of options you want. What's a deal breaker, what's preferred but not a deal breaker. Like just get it in your head, and then truckpaper.com. Truckpaper.com, you can search a million different things. I don't know. I'm trying to think about my next truck, because I still got about 2 more years, 2.5 years in this one, but it's like it's gonna come by really quick. So I don't know. I've been looking at glider kits. I don't know. I like these new Freightliners, the pointy nose ones. They seem to be. I know some guys that are getting some really good fuel mileage out of those. So all depends. All depends. Uh, DB215, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in. Philip Trucker says, yeah, I actually got points at Speedway for buying dip. Wow. Cheaper than Love's across the street. Yeah, like I said, Speedway's not bad, but I don't know. They're popping up. I like seeing that. Let's see. I feel like all the speedways are opening up across the street from a Love's. So it's like, you know, that's who they're trying to compete with. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, Philip Trucker Loves. Yeah. Al Johns, the banana load guy, said he had people lined up out the door for $15 an hour. Yeah. Right. Um, I don't know, man. That's hard to believe because, um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. 15 bucks an hour, man. Like I know a lot of people want to be local, and a lot of people, um, they strive for that local job. They put in that time. Back when I started driving, it did seem like there was less ads and stuff for people like, if you didn't have 2 years of experience, it was hard to be a local driver. Like they wanted 2 years of experience, but now there's so many companies that'll just like put you local straight out of school. And maybe it was because I lived out in a rural area. I wasn't really close to. I was probably about 50 miles from Nashville, so I didn't have a lot of options, to be honest, on that, on being local. Because, um, but $15 an hour, and I mean, like, do they understand what year it is? Like, it's not 1987 anymore. 15 bucks an hour as a truck driver, just, yeah, they can keep it. It's too much risk involved to be doing it for that kind of money. Paul Harris, what's up, Paul? He says you can buy 2016 Freightliners cash for 20 grand. Yeah, depends on options, depends on history. Um, yeah, just all depends. My opinion, though, if you're gonna get a Freightliner, um, if you're gonna get a Cascadia, it's got to be an Evolution, and it's got to be an Evolution I. Um, now that I've ran this truck for like 50,000 miles, it is night and day between a Freightliner Cascadia and a Cascadia Evolution, and then even going up to the I. It's like, so. My last Freightliner was just a Cascadia, was it like a 125 or 120 or whatever, like the base model. Yeah, didn't really care for it. So, um, it depends on the miles and the fleet it came out of too. Because I paid a lot. I got a 2016, and I paid more. I paid a lot more than 20 for it. But I know the fleet that it came out of, and I know a lot about it. So, and it's not just a Cascadia. DB215, yes sir. David Heaton says FLD. Yeah, maybe should get a FLD. Paul Paul Harris says Freightliners are like a box of chocolate, as Forrest Gump says. Yeah, all trucks are like that. I was having a conversation with the guy that owns the fleet I'm leased to, and they got about 65 trucks leased on here. And, uh, there's constantly, they got their own shop there too. And there's a lot of guys with, I mean, like any kind of truck you can think of is probably leased on here. There's guys with W900s. There's guys with, the new Mac. There's a guy with, Freightliners. I mean, you name it. Every year Volvo ever made, probably. But I was having a conversation with him the other day, because they work on outside carriers equipment too. So he really gets a rundown of like, and they prepare everybody's fuel tax here. It's one of like they prepare it for you. So he knows pretty much what everybody's fuel mileage is. He knows pretty much, uh, you know, like, well, not everybody, but a lot of guys get their trucks worked on there. Some guys, I'm sure their truck never comes into their shop, but I asked him, I was like, because he bought a new company truck the other day. He had bought I think it was a 2019 579. Got a heck of a deal on it. It was a repo, and he paid, I think it had 90,000 miles on it, and he paid $104,000 for it. And I asked him, I said, well, like, what truck would you buy if you were going to buy a truck right now? Like, with all the knowledge and everything he knows. And he said, honestly, I wouldn't even care. He's like, they all get kind of the same fuel mileage. They all, they're all going to break down. He said, honestly, I would just shop for the best deal on, whichever one. But he said he is leaning more toward Freightliners these days just because they're so common and easy to work on. And um, so, yeah, all trucks, because we were talking about all these manufacturers, they don't want to build a truck that lasts anymore. That would be, non-beneficial to their game. And so you got to think about it. Most of these truck manufacturers these days, they want the first owner to be satisfied. Most people are turning these trucks in these days at 300, 400, 500,000. They're not like when I first got into trucking. USA Truck they were taking their trucks to like 500,000 to 600,000, trading them in. And I went to Averitt. Averitt was keeping trucks to 750,000 miles. I don't know any big companies these days, keeping them past like 300,000 or 400,000. They're just not meant to last that long, like they used to. So you got to keep that in mind when you're buying them. Like if you buy a truck and you think it's going to hit that million miles like they used to, they're just not engineered to go like that anymore. Like I said, I bought this one at 420,000 miles, and I paid extra for warranty over the manufacturer warranty that was on it, and I extended that out to about 750 on the major components. And I'll be honest with you, unless this truck's just a stellar truck, I probably won't keep it much past the warranty, if all. When the warranty comes up on it, that's probably when I'll be trading it in on something new, because just the way they're engineered these days. Too much risk. My last Freightliner, at about 800,000, it just started coming apart. Between 800 and 850, I replaced the rear ends. Had a head gasket put in it, and pretty much redid the whole entire exhaust, the the DPF filters and NOx sensors. And I mean, spent a ton of money on that truck just keeping it on the road. So yeah, not going through that again. Not going through that again. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So Freightliners are like a box of chocolates. Like I tell anybody, used trucks, they're like scratch off lotto tickets. Some are winners and some are duds. Wild Bill Anderson says at Speedway every seventh drink is free, among other rewards that are available. Yeah. Speedway has a pretty decent reward system. Yeah, I like that. David Heaton says, yes, sir. Philip Trucker, Western Express backing in blindside me. Got to make sure my doors are locked. Yeah, man, watch out for those guys. If he doesn't take your mirrors off, then yeah, I mean, he may still come stab you. So definitely don't make eye contact with Western Express drivers. Would be my suggestion. Calvin Leaks in the house. What's up, Calvin? Calvin was at the auction. Gonna have to get some numbers off those glider kits, man. I'm thinking about when the warranty's up on this truck, I'm thinking glider kit. Um, I don't know, just kind of leaning that way. Let's see here. But yeah, everybody go check out Calvin. He's got a good channel over there. He was live at the auction today. Preview. They weren't actually auctioning. It was just there before the auction. David Heaton says, I'm getting 8 plus out of a 2020 Freightliner without even trying. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, man. People always ask me, how do you get great fuel mileage? Because uh, I fueled up in Illinois today, and I ran down, I don't know, before I got on US 30 in Indiana, because I'm dodging the toll roads. But coming down from Illinois down to like past Gary, on 65 there, I was right at 10 miles a gallon, and I wasn't even trying. I mean, I got a pretty light load on. It's only 16,000 pounds, but I've had a lot of trucks that you could be empty and you couldn't get 10 miles a gallon. So yeah, they're getting pretty good. Mine's a 16, and like I said, I hit every red light. I swear to God, I hit every single red light on US 30 from the Indiana side all the way over here to Ohio, and I'm still at 8.9 miles a gallon. So not bad, not bad. They're getting a lot better. Um, Wild Bill Anderson says, Paul Harris, how about it? You can't fling a dead cat without hitting a Freightliner. Yeah, yeah. Freightliners are they are abundant. I think Freightliners are like the Toyota of they're like the Toyotas. You know, they're fairly well engineered. You know, they're everywhere. Parts are easy to find. You know what I mean? There's some benefit to it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sit here and tell everybody go buy a Freightliner. You got to live with your decisions. So do your own research. But I mean, they got a lot going for them. Just got to keep up on that maintenance. That's a big thing of buying a used truck is you don't know the guy before that had that son of a gun if he changed the oil in it once or ever. Like you just don't know. Um, that's why I buy trucks. Mostly I buy trucks local. You know what I mean? I like to know the dealership that I buy the truck from because like we know the fleet that this truck came out of, and I ain't saying that's the end all be all, by all means, but they did have maintenance records, they had the dates and certain things, that I like to see. So I do like that, They the dealership where the truck was used, I told them I was like, well, I'd like to have any kind of maintenance records, like so I know where the truck's at. The dealership got a hold of the carrier that traded it in, and yeah, they had the records for it, so they sent those over. It's just good to know, like when was the last time the oil was changed in it. It ain't nothing to go get an oil change, but typically if they can tell you the last time it was changed, they probably kept up with it. Ronnie Crouch says, I tried Kenworth in Indianapolis, Rush Trucking, PACCAR Financial only, to be told no. I appreciate your input. Missions in the back of the truck paper want 29.99% on $40,000 load. Yeah, no. Oh man, 29.99%. Is that even legal? Holy crap! I gotta get into the truck financing game. I'm getting nowhere near 29.99% annual rate of return. Yeah, try like I said, try MHC Financial. Kenworth in Nashville is MHC. That's the one I bought a truck from. I did pretty good there. I'm trying to think of that guy's name that I bought that truck from. Man, I am horrible with memory. If I think of that name though, I'll put it out there. He's an older guy. Um, man, just it's I'm spacing on it. Um, but yeah, just look at their call them like they're used truck people. But like I said, I prefer to do business with a reputable dealership near my house. That way, I don't know, because it's like the truck I bought from MHC Financial in Nashville. Like it was in Missouri, so they got me a rental car. I went and picked up the truck. They knocked a few $100 off for me going and bringing it back. And then when I got it back there, which worked out pretty good because I noticed on the way back the XY shifter was acting up. And I hadn't signed any papers yet, so I was like, well, I really don't want to, buy a truck that needs a $1,600 repair right off the bat. So, the used truck guy got it taken care of for me, and there's just something to be said. They want your return business. They don't want to screw you over. So that's my suggestion. But yeah, check out MHC trucks. And I don't know, maybe they don't do MHC financing anymore, but I would. I mean, I bet that's a big part of their business. So I would almost imagine they still do. Let's see what we got here. Jerry, and if you got 20 grand to put down, I mean, have you thought about like maybe, a $20,000 truck? I mean, I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes you can find a $20,000 truck and not have to do any financing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a good place to be in life. A paid off truck sitting in your driveway is like having an ATM machine. You know what I mean? It's like anytime you want money, you go out there and fire that bad boy up, make a few phone calls, and put some cash in your pocket. And then when you feel like you've done enough, you go home and you don't worry about nothing. Because I mean, my last truck I had paid off. I was leased to a carrier with it, and my insurance was 300, like 298 a month or something like that. And that was it. That was the only thing I owed on that truck, other than like say I was in Tennessee, so tags for the thing was like 1,100 a year, which is like $20 a week. So I mean, literally my monthly everything on it was like 450, $500 a month, and it's like, yeah, that's where you want to be in life. Um, Kansas City pays $20 per hour, average most do. Yeah, 15 an hour is rough down there in Gulfport on those banana loads. Yeah, they could keep that. Um, let's see, Calvin. What's Calvin got to say? That's funny because I had a person waiting to get into driving. He started asking about hourly pay. Also, what's in the Evolution? I saw one a few months ago at the auction. The Evolution is, it's just got a, it's just, I don't know, it's designed a little different. They say the Evolution has it's about 5% more aerodynamic. Um, there's a lot of little things when you start looking at the Evolution that you see, like the front axle even has like an air dam on it, that makes it, instead of just a flat piece of metal, they got like a plastic cover over it, so the air goes around it a certain way. It's just more aerodynamic, and then the eye is set up. It's just got a few little like electronic things that are different. The big one being the Navtech cruise control. The Navtech cruise control is topographical GPS based cruise control, which is like, it's above and beyond any cruise control I've ever used. It really is. It's like it drives the truck like I would drive the truck, like before you get to a hill, it picks up a couple mile an hour to kind of get a run at the hill. Then as you're going up the hill, it loses speed, like, like to keep the turbo boost down. And then as soon as you hit the peak of the hill, it kicks it in neutral and you go flying down the other side. It really is nice. I mean, it you really, it takes a lot of the, you know the effort out of trying to get good fuel economy, I think. Um, let's see. So yeah, I would pay more for the Evolution I. You're gonna get it back. You know. Let's see. Al John says Ozark was keeping their trucks, but they had an awesome shop. Yeah, not many of them do that. Um, these days. DB215 slow down is the best way to get great fuel mileage. Yeah, I left that off earlier when I was saying people ask me how I get really good fuel economy, and I tell them the best thing is, get out of that gas pedal and just let it cruise. Like you'll catch me drafting off Prime guys and Schneider guys. I can't quite bring myself to get down there to TMC 61 mile an hour, but most of my days are spent like 63 to 65 miles an hour in that ballpark. Um, if I'm in a major hurry, you might catch me running 70, but I would have to be it would have to be a good paying load, and I'd have to really be stretched. But with reefer loads, like I feel like reefer loads are getting on like Everload's on a prime schedule. It's like it's got an extra day on it, or an extra 6 hours or 12 hours on it. There's very few loads that are rushed as far as reefer loads anymore. It's like they want us to be their warehouse. So I slow roll them, like 65, 63. I'd rather do 63 and get, 9 miles a gallon all day than, you know, to get 7.5 at, 70 miles an hour. Of course, with fuel prices being lower, it's like you kind of got to balance it, because it's not that big a cost, but it kind of is. Young Trucker 215, how's it going, everyone? Appreciate you coming in, Young Trucker 215. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing good. I'm parked on a ramp in Ohio, killing a few hours till in the morning, then I'll get up and finish this load up. Al Johns, every drink at Love's is free if you're quick enough. yeah, yeah, they are. A lot of times when I'm in Love's, though, if I just go get a fountain drink and I don't buy anything else, I'll go to the counter, because I get free drinks there anyway, and they just motion me. They're like, yeah, just go. Like, don't even worry about it. So, Calvin Leaks, it's definitely Mission Financial in California. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Mission Financial. 29.99% though is, whew, that's highway robbery right there. What is that on a $40,000 truck? Ballpark. That's like $12,000 in financing charges on that. So turn that $40,000 truck into a $52,000 truck real quick. Let's see. Al Johns, who is swinging all these dead cats? Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, what's going on with all the cats? Like, Calvin says, got a $15,000 truck to pull that off. Get our score up to 640. I know a guy named Rick in Nashville. Okay. Got to get a $15,000 truck to pull that off. Yeah, I would think about it. Get your score up to 640. I know a guy named Rick in Nashville. Yeah, that's let's see here. David Heaton says, what specs do you like for 2016, 2017 Cascadia? I don't know. I'm not too picky on them. Like I said, I would get the Evolution for sure. As long as you're not like paying overly for it, because you're gonna get better fuel mileage with it. And I don't know. It seems like they're built a little better. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm just thinking it. I don't know. Um, yeah, Calvin says typo. Get your credit score up to 640. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you were talking about there. Um, how is that? You got the 12.7 in your Columbia, right? I think. Have you fallen back in love with the Columbia, or are you gonna eventually go back to the Peterbilt over there, Calvin? Um, you got that nostalgia going back to that Columbia, I'm sure. Wild Bill, sorry, Al Johns. That was a saying I've used for years. I heard it somewhere. Yeah, I don't think Wild Bill's hunting down dead cats to be swinging, but I've heard that before. We've heard that before, I do believe. Uh, yeah, Wild. I don't think Wild Bill's hunting down. Yeah, Rodney. Yeah, check out MHC. Um, you know, I can't say what they are or what they ain't because um, I bought one truck from them, and that was, I want to say that was probably like 2013. So it's been a while back. It's been a while back, but yeah, they did pretty good for me. I gotta say that as far as like um, they stuck behind their work. That was for sure. Says, hey Calvin, how can I reach you about reefer at Landstar since cash is king, since money is, and won't let come over and sign on with his company. Referral bonus, cash is king. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to bring people over here because I do think this is a good carrier. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's like somebody may just find out, just so they can like start a bunch of trouble. I don't know. I'm suspicious of people, and I probably shouldn't be that way. But and then I don't know if they're really signing on anybody over here. To be honest with you, that'd be another thing. Um, but yeah. Let's see. BOC in the house. What's up, BOC Enterprises? Worst trucking channel on YouTube. That is not my opinion. That is the name of his truck driving. That is the name of his YouTube channel. Everybody go check out BOC. He is keeping them honest over here on YouTube. That's for dang sure. Keeping them honest. Um, he's working on a snazzy riding lawnmower right now. I do believe. Any lot lizards near the off ramp? No, probably not at this one. No, I don't see many lot lizards out anymore. I guess I stay away from that back row at the truck stop, and yeah, I don't know. I've seen a few, but ugh, ice, not a good time, or didn't look like a good time. A friend told me. Rodney Crouch, just prospecting and doing my research. Yeah, yeah, no, you're going about it the right way. Ask questions, and you know, it's the only way to do it, man. That's what separates humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. We can share knowledge verbally, whereas there's not many others that can they can share knowledge, but not as in depth. Like, so let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, Rodney, definitely. Just keep looking. Kind of think of what trucks you're familiar with or what trucks you like. Because that's another thing too. If you're in a truck you absolutely hate, like, if you're one of those people that hates Freightliner or you hate International or you hate whatever, you've had a bad experience, maybe stay away from them. Because you don't want to be miserable. You're going to be in the thing all the time, so you want to, like, you want to believe in your truck. You're going to live in that dang thing, or at least be in it all day. While you're working. Even if you're local, you're going to be in it a lot. So, find out what you like, and then narrow it down from there. Al Johns, slow rolling is the best. Pisses my wife off. Yeah, yeah. I'm the joke at the house because of driving. The kids hate when I take them to school in the morning because they're always like, "Oh God, we're gonna be late," and I'm like, "No, I'm like the turtle. We don't, I'll time those red lights, and I'll run them if I have to, but we'll get there on time." Says I was saying you have to get $15,000 truck with mission because a $42,000 truck will kill you. As for Rick, he works at MHC in Nashville. I'll be parking the Columbia in a few weeks. Yeah, if you ever decide to sell that Columbia, by all means, let me know. Um, Rick. Mm, uh, I don't think that's the guy I know at MHC. I don't think Rick. I want to say it's like Jim Pritchard or something like that. Jim Pritchard. I don't know. I bet I could look it up on. He may not be there anymore. He was. Uh, he had been there a long time when I bought that truck, and that's been 10 years ago. So, Rodney, absolutely, you're killing it. Share the love. Yeah, thank you, Rodney. Appreciate that. Al John says, I'm trying to keep up with her 60 ass now on 49. I'm driving the Ford V10 U-Haul, 7.1 miles per gallon. Just horrible. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, those Ford V10s, man. Yeah, you got a lot of torque, but that fuel economy is not good on those. So you are officially fixing to become a Mississippi resident. If you're in a U-Haul, I'm assuming. Do they swing dead cats in Mississippi? Rodney Crouch or called Dangerfield Trucking. DB215 about start my pre-trip, but I'll be listening. Hey, appreciate you coming by. Bring me some fuel over there in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm heading, and probably have to buy a little fuel over there because that Pennsylvania IFTA is a beast. You do not want to run some cheap IFTA into you don't want to run cheap IFTA into Pennsylvania. It'll mess up your entire quarter. Pennsylvania does not play with their IFTA over there. But yeah, back to what Calvin was saying, you'd have to get a $15,000 truck at 30% interest. They knock your head off over there. You working tonight, BOC? You running Amazon loads? Al Johns, you can't swing a dead cat on 78 in Memphis without hitting a lot lizard. Oh man, that is a rough neighborhood down there off 78. If it's what I'm thinking of, yeah. I used to go to Tunica down there sometimes, and boy, the guy that we used to ride with, he insisted on going down. What was it, 61 US 61? And I'm like, they got a freeway. You can just go like 240 and hit 55 straight to Tunica. But no, 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 no. We had to go through downtown Memphis down 61 all the way, and I'm just like, aish, aish. And he had like rims on his car and everything. And I was like, man, like I would not stop at these red lights if I was you. All right, guys, I think I'm fixing to hop off of here. It's about my bedtime. I need to sit down and do a little trip planning. I need to see when I need to get there because I need to make a delivery tomorrow night, and then I need to start back towards Ohio because I gotta pick up in Ohio to Monday. Monday back to Minnesota. Back to Minnesota. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in, leaving comments, letting me know you came in. It's a good crowd for I think it's what's the day? Saturday. For Saturday night, it's a good crowd. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully we can hopefully you got a little advice there that helps on my suggestions on picking up a truck. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you later, DB215. Everybody go check out his channel too. He goes live And good stuff over there. Good crowd. He pulls a good crowd over there. All right, guys. Until later, take care of each other out there. Bye.